The 2024 BMW i7 is perhaps the answer to a very interesting and timely question. And that question is, if I had all the resources in the world, what's the most interesting thing that I could buy and enjoy today? Now, say I want a fabulous piece of artwork. I want a Modigliani or a Francis Bacon for the office. Well, I have to wait for one of those to come up to auction. If I want to buy a fabulous piece of real estate, I have to go through escrow. That might be a month or longer. Well, I've heard about all these amazing vehicles. This is definitely a renaissance for the high-end sports car, high-end sports utility, high-end truck, etc. And so maybe I'll go buy one of those today. Well, guess what? Anything over $100,000 is almost certainly going to be order only. $100,000 vehicles forever have always been the domain exclusively of diplomats and doctors. Now companies can't make them fast enough and dealers seldom have any in stock. So when you find something like a 2024 BMW i7, especially black on black M Sport package, 21-inch wheels, sitting on the showroom floor, you need to make your move or you might be waiting around a while. Let's take a look at this 2024 BMW i7. Again, black on black M Sport package at $126,000. Only $1,300 of that is the M Sport package, which looks phenomenal, particularly in black on black. As we come down here, 21-inch high-performance light alloy wheels. Some of the best brakes in the industry. BMW is legendary for having wonderful braking systems, even on their biggest vehicles. Important on a vehicle like this, because the first thing you're going to notice about the i7, it is a very, very large vehicle. Even amongst full-size vehicles, this one really stands alone. 126.6-inch wheelbase, tons and tons of room inside, both in the front and in the back. This is definitely an alternative to a modern limousine. Taking a look out in back, let's take a look at the trunk. Now, it is a battery-powered vehicle, so the trunk isn't super huge because it does have batteries in the back and in the front. It generates 536 horsepower, 549 foot-pounds of torque. However, the trunk itself, just a bit over 11 cubic feet. Let's jump inside. Well, the driving position is Sublime. It has a panoramic tinted moonroof that is a LED moonroof, LCD moonroof. It actually can tint itself, so it keeps the sun from beating on my bald head, so to speak. But the interior, you know, I read in Road and Track, it said that the interior was reminiscent of Charles and Ray Eames. You've seen their work before. They were a post-war furniture and industrial design couple. They made that one chair that was wood in the back. It kind of had three prongs sticking out, and the leather or whatever cloth material on the front. And so this has that kind of 50s avant-garde aesthetic, I guess is the easiest way to say it. But it's more than that. It's more of a New York chic, I would think, than an IKEA alternative. It is very artistic inside, that crystalline features as you come across the front dash and you see the shimmering blue light here on these broken angles, almost like a cracked crystal all the way through. And then of course no shifter or anything like that in an electronic car. It's just a one-speed automatic transmission. So all this extra space is just that, extra space. And then the quality, everything that you touch, everything that you feel is extraordinarily well done. And then the floating display, so your electronic gauges all the way through your infotainment, all on one very picturesque screen. It's quite nice. But where the real story is on this isn't just the performance, right? So this goes 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds, which is phenomenal for a 6,000-pound vehicle. In fact, it goes 0 to 100 in about 9 seconds and does the quarter mile in about 12 seconds. So that's astounding for something this big. But what's interesting about this car is less about what's in front and more about what's in back. So we're going to take a look back there. what's going to separate the i7 from pretty much anything else out on the road, electronic vehicles or otherwise, is the business that can be conducted here. Now, I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, it only goes 318 miles on a single charge. Well, think about who's owning this vehicle. This is very, very likely not the only vehicle that they own. And so they don't need it to check every single box. They just need to do the one thing that they needed to do at a very high level. This is an audience that is very likely going to be taking the car to the airport to go to their own private plane, for example. They're not going to be driving this across country. They might be going to the shoreline to go to their private yacht. Again, this isn't something that somebody's going to be driving thousands of miles. They have other options in their life for that kind of travel. This kind of travel is done kind of as your own personal workspace. You know, you can imagine somebody who conducts business, again, at a very high level. And they want to be able to do business while they're driving. And obviously it's dead silent out on the open road. And so that kind of private space, or you've got the amazing Bowers & Wilkins stereo system, if you want that real symphony sound, you can certainly enjoy that. You might have noticed the touch screen here on the door panel itself. So almost like your own private iPad at every point in the vehicle, so you can handle the massage characteristics or the air conditioning characteristics of the seat. But here in the back, you can see legitimate work being done. You know, obviously I can cross my feet if that's what I want to do. I've got plugins here for my iPad so that if I'm dictating information from the driver's position, folks in the back are very comfortable handling what information that I'm sharing, that I'm disseminating, and they're in a comfortable environment where they can put that to use. Perhaps somebody else is driving the vehicle and I'm the one in the back taking dictation. I'm the one taking notes. I'm the one reading my newspaper. And so that's where I go back to that modern day limousine type of vibe. This is like nothing out on the open road. BMW did a really interesting thing for a very specific customer. Pretty much every modern electronic vehicle needs to quote unquote look like a modern electronic vehicle. This goes all the way back to when the Prius and the Honda Insight were going after each other, and the Prius looked postmodern where the Insight looked like any other Honda, and the Honda failed where the Prius ended up becoming one of the most popular vehicles of the generation sold worldwide. And the BMW decided, you know what, I understand that the other competition types of vehicles are making things that just look the part of an e-car, but this is our flagship model. It just came out last year, and this is one of the preeminent classes of cars, preeminent models of BMW going back to the beginning of time. The 7 Series has always been their flagship vehicle, and why would they want to do something different? They've got an all-new, spectacular designed vehicle that looks like a work of art. It's just a gigantic vehicle, and the build quality, the fit and finish, the warranty, 4 years, 50,000 miles, 8 years, 100,000 miles on the battery, everything about it. It's just comfortable, very modern, incredibly powerful, and quite unlike anything in the world today, period. And if you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate to reach out to my friends at BMW of Hawaii.